I'm Heba and this is Jacqueline, and I'm going to take her through a prenatal Pilates session today. So we're going to start she's 24 weeks pregnant, and all you need is 2 pillows if you're in your second trimester. 1 pillow if you're in your first trimester is enough, and if you're in your third trimester, 2 pillows is enough, and you probably have to fold one up. I'll show you how when we get to it. So I want you to start standing tall, with the feet just hip width apart, or maybe a little bit wider if you're further on in your pregnancy. You're going to put one hand on the upper chest and one hand on the belly, and just start to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And I just want you to notice whether it's the top hand that's lifting or the bottom hand that's moving as you breathe in. And try and avoid breathing up into this top hand, because during pregnancy, the diaphragm gets a little bit restricted and the breath tends to go upward into our upper chest, creating a lot of tension in the neck and shoulders. So as much as you can, try and keep this top hand quiet and allow the tummy to move with the breath a little bit. So as you breathe in, your bottom hand should move forward slightly. As you breathe out, you're pulling in, hugging the baby in towards you. Inhale, expand, and exhale, release. And that way you'll channel the air into the bottom part of the rib cage rather than the upper part. If you can put your hands here, Jacqueline, on the sides of the rib cage. And now you're going to imagine your ribs are like an accordion, and as you breathe in, expand through both sides evenly, and breathe out, draw the ribs in. Inhale, expand through both sides of your rib cage, and exhale, draw in. And imagine if one side is expanding more than the other. Notice if one side is expanding more than the other. Because usually you'll have one side that's just a little bit stronger than the opposite. If you're getting dizzy, focus on making your exhale longer and your inhale shorter. Let's go for the last one, actually. And relax. And you're going to take a band or a towel or anything and stretch out the arms so it's quite wide. And we're going to do a chest stretch. And Jacqueline, you're going to take your arms up as you breathe in. Breathe out, take the arms up and back. Great. Inhale up, and exhale, bring it forward. And she's got really flexible shoulders. She's taking it quite close together. If you feel like your shoulders are rolling one and then the other one, and they're not rolling at the same time, you need to take your hands wider, or even just pull the band a little bit through the section that feels tight. You're trying to keep the neck nice and long, and just feel that nice opening through the chest. Lovely. Let's go 2 more. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, lower. Great. 1 more time. Synchronizing the breath with the movement on this one really feels great. And relax. And we'll leave the band for now. Great stuff. And just roll your shoulders back, big circles. And change direction, roll the shoulders forward. And full arm circles. Now reach the arms up as you breathe in. Breathe out, circle round. As you do the arm circles, you're going to notice the back wants to arch a little bit. So during pregnancy, that's where the tendency is anyway for the pelvis to go. So try and think of dropping your tailbone a little and keeping the lower back quite long and lengthened. Lovely, Jacqueline. Change direction. Now we go round to the sides and back and over. Great. Inhale. Exhale, over. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, over. Bend your knees a little. We're doing pelvic tilts. So just a few tilts forward and backward. Noticing, is it easier for the pelvis to go backward or forward? Usually, as the bump grows, the pelvis tends to like to tip forward, creating a little bit more of an arch in the back. So see if you can isolate your pelvis and just move it really, really small amount. So you're not getting too much change in your lower back. And what you can do is put your hand in the lower back just to feel, yeah, do you feel a lot of movement there? It should feel like a tiny bit of movement, but it's not the driver. The lower back isn't driving the pelvis. Good. Find a halfway point where you're in neutral, and then go ahead and stretch your legs. Lovely. So she's going to take her right foot forward, and I always mirror. I'm always used to doing left when I say right. So circle the heel around. And you're just trying to massage the ball of your foot against the floor. And this is good if you have swollen ankles towards the end of the pregnancy. It's just nice to loosen up the feet joints and create space there. Change direction. It's the heel that's driving the movement. It's going round. Great. Change legs, perfect. Other leg goes forward, circle round. You're trying to keep the big toe and the little toe fixed on the floor. So you don't want your foot to start swiveling round, because it's these small joints at the front of the foot that target. So I'm just going to show you. Yeah. The heel is driving the movement, and it's these joints here that we're trying to target and open. Did we change direction? Change. You haven't. So about 5 in each direction is enough. And relax. Okay, so I'm going to ask Jacqueline to lie down on her back now. So we're going to lie down and just have the pillows behind you. And you want your arms to go over the head, so rest your head back fully. And is that comfortable? You can have different heights of the pillow. If you're in your 3rd trimester, you can fold the top pillow so it's a little bit of a higher elevation. Inhale back, exhale, circle round. And think of your core here. Inhale, reach the arms back, exhale to circle round. Lovely. So the way we're going to work the core now is in a very gentle way, just targeting the deep core muscles. You don't want to feel at any point that your surface muscles are really firing. You don't want to feel like they're starting to shake at all. If they are, take the exercise down a notch, make it easier. Let's change direction, Jacqueline. So we go inhale out and back, exhale over. Inhale round and back, exhale over. Great. Okay, so let's take the right leg up to table. Again, I'm doing left to right. So exhale, take the arms back, the leg reaches away. And inhale, circle them round as you bend. So this is a one-leg stretch version of the double leg stretch if you're used to it from mat. Perfect. Really, really lovely. Breathe out, breathe in to circle round, and breathe out, reach away. Inhale, circle round. Take the leg down, and we'll do the other leg. So meet the knee with your hands, and then breathe out, reach the arms back, and circle round. Keep thinking of your core connection in the middle, and your pelvic stability, so you're not twisting your pelvis at all. It's usually only at the very end where you can't really lie down on your back and if you feel dizzy at any point, just come up back to sitting. We'll do 3 more. Lovely. 2 and 3. Great stuff. Okay, can I ask you to sit up, Jacqueline? And we're going to start to do our rollbacks. So you're going to sit right at the edge of the pillows and grab the back of your thighs, pull up through your pelvic floor, and she's going to roll back as you breathe out. Inhale, you come all the way back forward again. So start by a small amount of pelvic tilts, tucking the tailbone under, pulling up through the pelvic floor, and just going back gently. And then see if you can go a little further and take your head right back, all the way back to the pillows, and then roll back up again. Exhale, roll back. And how does that feel? Too strong in your core or about right? Okay. So if you're able to, especially towards the beginning of the pregnancy, reach the arms forward and roll back as you exhale. Inhale to come back up again. The pillows should just give you that little bit of assistance on the way up. And then pulling up and lengthening. Let's go 2 more. You look great. Inhale, extend. Exhale, roll back. And inhale, extend. Great. Let's lie down on the back now. Fully. Hug your right knee into your chest. And you're going to hover the left leg above the ground and just swap now as you exhale, hug the other leg and change. Really rest your head back now on this. Take the legs just a little bit higher because she's 24 weeks, so I would want her to go light on the core. And if you feel too much, Jacqueline, you're going to go single leg with 1 foot on the floor. How does that feel for you, okay? Just gently feeling it in the core, right? But not too strong. Lovely. 1 more time on each side. Not too many reps for the stronger exercises. And relax. She's going to take her feet down to the floor and just gently roll your spine, your knees one way, and then inhale, come back center. Exhale, roll your knees the opposite way. Just to loosen up the spine if there's any tension built up there. We're going to take the band now and do our 1-leg circle. So put the foot in the band, and you can use a belt or a towel again if you don't have a band. And if you hold the band, Jacqueline, take your elbows to the mat, keep your leg really straight, and start to circle the leg round. Inhale for half, exhale for half. And the band is carrying the weight of your leg. So all you want to think about is keeping your pelvis really, really still as the leg moves. The pelvis isn't twisting around, it's nice and stable. Your opposite leg is stable as well. That's great. Change direction, circle the opposite way. Inhale for half, exhale for half. Keep your shoulders really open, lovely. And then you can hold a gentle stretch towards you. Very gentle. And you're going to loop the other foot in and take this one down. Back to 1-leg circle on the other side. Inhale for half the circle, exhale for half. Think of your core connection here very gently hugging in. That looks super. Really, really stable. And the freer your hip is from your pelvis, the more stable you become in your lower back. Change direction, around and over. And she's got her elbows anchored down on the floor so that the resistance remains the same on the band. And whenever you're holding the band, sometimes we just tense up the shoulders a little bit, so make sure you're not doing that. Did we change direction? Yeah. So we're going to hold the stretch now. Good. And relax. So, can you roll over on your side? And I'm just going to keep 1 pillow only. So we're going to remove 1 pillow, and she's going to lie down on this one, just with your shoulders and head. And you're going to take both arms forward, and we're going to do a little bit of a spine opener stretch. So you're going to inhale, open the top arm, and exhale, turn with the rib cage, and go to the opposite diagonal. So slightly up towards the bottom arm, we're going to have slightly on the diagonal too. Don't be too stressed about keeping your hip bones level in the prenatal class. If you're used to mat Pilates, we usually try and stay stacked with the hip bones. With pregnancy, you want to allow the hip bones to come off of each other just a little bit, so you're not getting too much of a pull across the abdomen. And then we slowly come up and over. Let's go one more time this stretch. We open, and just take a few breaths into the sides of the rib cage. So in her case, she's just going to breathe a little bit into her left side. And then we close. Beautiful. Okay. Are you comfortable there, Jacqueline, or do you want to remove the pillow? You feel free to put the arm underneath your head now, because we're going to just do a little bit of glute work. So she's going to take her top leg over, and we're going to start to do circles. So when you do hip circles on the side, you want to try and hit the back portion of your circle, because usually we like to do it at the front. But if you imagine the middle of your hip is the center of the circle, you're trying to take the leg just behind the body. Really slow, smooth circles, keeping the pelvis stable and the core connected. We're going to change direction now, circle round. Great. And then hold the leg low and little pulses up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold. Make the leg longer. Again, pulse up. 2, 3. Do you feel it here? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold. Last set of 10. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. Well done. She's going to plant the foot forward. And just open, push your knee open to where you feel a stretch, to where it's comfortable for you. And if you don't feel the stretch, you may need to bring this bottom leg forward just a little, or further back if it feels like too strong a stretch. And relax. Okay, so we're going to lie down this way now. So I'm going to ask you to come up and over, and go ahead and lie down to the side. We'll do the same thing. So first, both arms in front of you. So we're going to do that spine opener. Okay. Keep your hip bones stacked initially. And you're going to inhale, open, exhale, go to the opposite diagonal, and hold it here for about 3 breaths, allowing the hips to come off of each other. And then close, up and over. And again, inhale up, exhale, open. Hold that stretch. This should feel like a really nice chest opener. And close. One more time. Up. Make the arm feel long. Open. So it's up to you whether you do several of these or just hold the stretch if it feels good. And then slowly release. Okay, we're going to take the top leg out now. And you can make your pillow now with the arm. Stretch the top leg. And you start with your slow circles. Really keeping the stack of your hip bones. Good. And change direction. Great. Keeping the lower back stable. And if your circles are a little bit choppy or not smooth, just make them slower. We're going to hold the leg long, and we're going to pulse up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold. Make the leg even longer. Good. And pulsing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold. And last one, pulse up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. Great. Take the foot forward. Take yourself into that stretch. Push your knee open only as far as is comfortable for you. Okay, so Jacqueline, can you come over on all fours now? And I'm going to remove the pillows. And if you come down onto your elbows, like this, keeping the spine lovely and neutral, she's going to take her right leg back, stretch it behind you, and then just lift and lower the leg. So you're working into the back of the glute now. And on this one, you're going to feel like shifting to the opposite side. So in her case, it would be the left side she will tend to shift to. So imagine someone's pushing you in the opposite direction, so you keep your pelvis centered. The leg goes only as high as it can where the back stays neutral and it's not dipping. That looks super. Do you feel it here? Mm-hmm. And we're going to hold it at the top and pulse for 10. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold. Take the leg in and across the body, so you're going to keep it straight. You're going to take it in this way and then straight up again. So diagonally in and then up. Diagonally in, straight up. Perfect. About 10 of these, and you should really be feeling it now, right? And hold and pulse. Straight up again. Last set of 10 pulses. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Well done. Have a little rest in child's pose with the knees open. So you're going to open the knees, and this is like your yoga child's pose position, just to stretch out the back if you need to. And here you can really focus on the breath into the back and sides of the rib cage. So we're going to come back onto the elbows. We'll do the opposite side. So stretching left leg back now. Exhale to lift. Think of your core. Inhale to lower. And you're trying to keep your hip bones squared to the floor. Good. Lovely. Trying not to lean into that supporting leg side, because then all you're going to feel is the supporting leg. And where you want to feel it is the gesture leg at the back. Hold it at the top, Jacqueline. Little pulses up. 1, 2, good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold. Take the leg in diagonally across the body and up for 10. And straight up to the ceiling. Good. And this is all just challenging your pelvic stability here. If you have any discomfort in the pelvis, reduce the range of motion, or just go straight back and up, but not too high. So skip the diagonal ones out if you're feeling any discomfort in your pelvis. Okay, we're going to hold it at the top. Little pulses up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax back to your child's pose position with your knees open. And really stretching the arms as far as you can. So especially in pregnancy, it's important to channel the air into the back of the rib cage. And we forget that the ribs go all the way around to the back as well. So try and expand and feel the skin actually stretching here as you breathe in. Lovely. Okay, the last thing we're going to do before we finish in standing is our push-up position. Do this against the wall if you have any trouble with your wrists. So you're going to take the hands to the edges of the mat, and she's going to think of spreading her shoulder blades across the back and holding the abdominals in a little bit so the back stays like this, nice and neutral. And you're just going to bend your elbows so you're going straight down, head between the hands. So nice basic push-up first, and exhale to stretch up. Inhale, you bend, and exhale, stretch. Keeping the bottom up in the air like this. If you want to make this a little bit stronger, especially if you're in the beginning of the pregnancy, you're going to go down and slightly forward, so like you're going towards the front end of the mat. Inhale to come down, exhale to push up. And Jacqueline's doing a great job. She's not pinching her shoulder blades together. She's keeping the feeling of the breastbone lifting and the shoulder blades spreading and wrapping around underneath her armpits. Great. Let's go for 2 more. Breathe in to lower, out to lift. Remember, rest whenever you need to. Have a drink of water whenever you need to. Are you okay for water, actually? Okay, last one. And child's pose back again. Brief stretch here. Good. Take your arms now to one corner of the mat in the stretch, just to stretch out one side of the back. Then we go over to the opposite side and just notice if one side's quite a bit tighter than the other maybe. Okay, let's curl the toes. And we're going to stretch back if it's comfortable. Feel free to come up to standing however way you want to and slowly roll back up into center. Okay, so we're going to turn to face this way again. And she's just going to do a stretch for her neck. It's just an area that gets really tight, especially the upper traps. If you take your left arm behind your back and then take your ear down to the side and with your other hand just gently pull. Yeah. So the area you should feel the stretch in is this one. And then from there, she's going to turn her head down to look at her right foot, and your hand is going to pull down this way. So the elbow is pulling down towards that right foot, actually. So if we're mirroring you, it'll be your left foot. But this muscle is going from the base of your skull to your shoulder blade. So that's where you should feel it. And it tends to get really, really tight, not just in pregnancy, but in general. We're going to take the other arm behind the back. So take your right arm behind your back now, ear down to the shoulder, and just gently pull with your hand. And when you do these neck stretches, if you lengthen up as tall as you can, you feel a much deeper stretch than if you tip your spine or if you slouch a little bit. It won't feel as strong. Great. Now we look down, pull your head down this way, keeping the opposite shoulder heavy. So the base of the skull to the shoulder blades where you should feel that. And relax. And just take the hands out in front. We're going to loosen up the wrists and hands a bit. So circle towards you. Yeah. Lovely. And this is good if you tend to have any compression in your wrists, which is quite common during pregnancy, carpal tunnel syndrome, anything like that. You're just trying to create space and mobility in your hand joints. Let's change direction. Good. Reach. And then interlace your fingers, circle round, change direction. Great. And relax and breathe in, reach up, breathe out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, take your arm up, we go to the side. And release. Take your other arm up, go to the side again, reach. One more on each side, up and over. And release, one more. And then inhale, lengthen, exhale, just twist over, moving your pelvis as well. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. So this last bit, you're just moving your spine in every direction to loosen things up. Twist, center, exhale, twist, center. One more on each side. and relax. Well done. Thank you very much for joining us today on this workout.